Hello everyone, I'm Beth Keener with The Local Lens, and today I'm sitting down with Mike, Jay, and Hannah Pniewski. If you couldn't tell, they're all related. And that's very exciting. What's it like to be three related people in the industry?
What's it like to be a Pniewski?
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I mean, obviously, like, I have big shoes to fill, so there's a little pressure there. But it is really fun, like, when I am on set and they're like, oh wait, you're Jay's daughter or Mike's daughter, and I'm like, yeah, and they're, it's cool to have that recognition. But yeah, I definitely have wanted to come into this prepared to live up to the name, I guess.
You guys are such a talented family, and this project is called Mend. Mike, you
called
wrote
Mend,
it. So
yeah.
what inspired the story?
Okay, so as you know, as both of you guys know, for a long time I've been coaching people and a lot of actors about how to succeed in the business. And because of the world we live in today, I always tell people, you gotta make your own stuff. It's too cheap, it's too easy, don't wait for an agent to call or somebody to call. Create a showcase for yourself. I'm sure you got lots of friends who are writers and shooters, and you can make your own stuff, put it on the web, you got free distribution. And then after a while I thought, well, maybe I need to walk the talk and maybe I should do something on my own. But I didn't want to just do anything, and then I had this idea last summer and started kicking it around, and I'm not a writer. But I figured I'm gonna forge my way through this. And came up with a story that I think is really powerful and means a lot to me personally, because it's the one thing I'm most afraid of in my life. And I thought, okay, there's something cool to write about.
I've read it, and I have to say it's a lovely piece, and I love the heart involved in telling the story, and you can see that. And then also now you're creating something with the people that you love the most in the world. Some of them, not all of them, ladies.
Yes, we'll pull them in somewhere.
Yes. Yeah. So it's a family affair. Let's walk
pretty
through
fun.
that.
Well, I mean, I really, it was a great opportunity for all of us to work together. When I was writing it, the lead character has an only child, a daughter. I thought it would be perfect for Hannah. And then as Jay and I were discussing this, and she's moving on with her own career behind the camera, past the makeup stuff, and it just seemed too right for us to all kind of do this together. And plus, we've never done something like this before. And it's always better to work with people you know and care about, and who care about what you're doing.
And you trust.
And you
I
trust.
think the biggest thing that I've learned in a couple of years that I've been doing this is just working with people that you trust and you can rely on. That's honestly like kind of where the buck stops, because if someone can be immensely talented, but if they're not going to show up on time and they're not going to follow through with deadlines that you have, then it won't work out. So yeah, I mean, I definitely had my reservations with doing this, and we've talked about this before, because obviously, like, working with your parents, that's going to be challenging, no matter what you're trying to do. But I also thought, more so, how cool would it be to make a story like this with the people that I love the most, and a story that does mean a lot to us, because community ultimately is what the short film is about, and how community heals, and that is something that I believe in probably more than anything else.
And I think we were really smart to sit down and really lay out our own lanes, what our strengths are, what each of us are good at, and try to kind of put those around. I mean, it's very collaborative, and we like that, and we want that to be that way, but we have tried to kind of categorize and decide who's going to wear which hat best at most times. And most of the time that works out really well. And we're both really headstrong, so sometimes, as with any good writing room or any good creative process, you're going to butt heads a little bit, but we're also always polite and respectful that someone else has a difference of opinion, and we just have to work it out. But at one point we're having a pre-pro meeting kind of thing, and we're sitting around talking, and Hannah and I are,
Butting heads,
whatever, having a
Just
discussion.
say it.
And Meredith, our youngest, is in the other room, and later I said, do you want to come and be a PA with us and work with us on the script? And she was like, I'm not jumping in that frying pan.
Okay, so let's talk about then, you're making the film.
Right.
It will be coming out, but you're not doing it without help. So let's talk about the Seed and Spark campaign.
Great.
Where do you want to start, Hannah?
Sure. So we have a fantastic executive producer, Joanna Olson, who is supporting us. But we do need to raise the rest of the funds, because we want to pay everyone, we want the quality to be there on screen, and we want to submit it to festivals around the world and show people this beautiful story that we love so much. So we are raising a little over $15,000 on Seed and Spark. The campaign will go live at 10 a.m. this Friday. That is March 15th. And we would love everyone's support. It's very important with Seed and Spark, with anyone who's done these crowdfunding campaigns before knows to support at the beginning portion of the fundraising time, which ours is 30 days. To get that momentum going. So if you would, go check out the Seed and Spark campaign. We'll have a link to it, I'm sure, maybe at the bottom of this screen or also in the informational portion of the post. So yeah, go, please donate and help us.
Every bit helps.
Every
We all
bit
know
helps.
that.
Yeah, and also it's just as important that when you go to the page, you click the follow the campaign on there, as well as share it with other people. Because the more followers and the more interest that we're able to generate, as well as people contributing, it raises the profile on the Seed and Spark website.
Right.
So then they broadcast it to a broader group of their audience on there that already supports independent film.
And we have a lot of really cool updates coming about our cast and our crew and people who are working with us and as this develops. So you're going to want to know who all in town is going to work with us because we're really excited about who's all going to work with us.
We got some really cool stuff to put out there when it's
And I think it's really important too, we want to, in Atlanta, in the Southeast, be a content generating market.
Yes.
So we all out there need to help support and lift each other up in that regard.
Absolutely.
Because the biggest thing we're missing in Atlanta is a writer's room. And this story started and will go through post all entirely in Atlanta, in
Boom,
Georgia.
boom.
Yeah.
So that's
that's
I do also want to mention our awesome, fantastic, wonderful, amazing director, Shannon Eubanks.
Yes.
I love Shannon.
Yes.
She's lovely.
We love her so much. Dad, introduced the project to her. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about it.
Well, I wrote this, and by the way, let me tell you a little bit about the story, because a lot of people out now.
Yes, I would love that.
So the story centers around a middle-aged guy, oh, what a surprise, whose wife has recently passed away from cancer, and now he is struggling to find...
Not reality, just a story.
Obviously you're here. Struggling to find purpose in his life once his daughter has announced that his only child has come and said that she has gotten a job out of town, and she's moving, and now he's really got to get back into life on his own. And it's a wonderful story about love and family and loss and purpose and sort of finding your place in the world because you're still there. And so
it's hopeful and it's inspiring. It's not just sad.
It's very hopeful, and you see the struggles and you see the sadness that people in that situation go through all the time. But yet, because of community and because he takes him a while to realize that literally, I won't give it anything away, but the answer is right across the street, that he finds a way to find a new purpose in his life.
And it was important to Dad to find a female director who could tell this story from a woman's perspective. And Shannon is someone that we all deeply respect and admire. And I mean, from everyone that I talk to in the Atlanta community, that's the case across the board. She's just has a wonderful eye for storytelling. So I'm excited to see her bring this to life with us.
Yeah, it was important to me because obviously it was a very testosterone point of view that wrote this. That to have a more broader view of the world in this, I thought would be very important. And I also have to admit, as the father of 3 girls, I believe in girl power, and I think they're going to hopefully run the world someday because all of us boys have screwed it up. And
we taught him well.
Anything I can do to support that, I think is great. So,
well, guys, thank you so much, and I'm glad that you
Thank
covered
you.
a little bit of the film. I didn't know how much of it you wanted to give away. So, so yes, it's a heartfelt story. I would suggest everyone that can, please try to support their Seed and Spark campaign. We'll have all of the information in the post. And Pniewski's, thank you so much for
thank
being
you
here.
guys.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
rare
you.
that I don't have to memorize multiple names. I feel like I can group you together.
Whatever you do to
thank
make your
you.
job easier.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.
I mean, Mike's here for me, right?
We're all here for you. We love you.
Just a facilitator.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, we love ya. I know everyone out there will love your film, and
Thank
I
you.
look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
Thanks.